jet tags in the description. Check it out. Alright guys, right here, as you can see, we got the old intake manifold. Now in this video, I'm going to show you taking it off, but I wanted to talk about the flow of this thing first, and then I'll show you guys taking it off and all the bolts and stuff. But as you guys can see from the design of this thing, these runners are not all even. So let me set this right here and explain. So this runner right here, as you can see, has a really straight, nice linear bend. And then you can see these ones on the side are a little bit shorter and more curved. And what that actually causes is an uneven flow. So cylinder 3 is notorious for having problems because this one will flow a lot better than these two. So when you have that much more flow, it could possibly make cylinder 3 run hot or make it run lean. So this intake manifold has some serious problems, the stock one I mean, and what you can do to combat that is a port and polish. So what that means is you remove these flapper things, which I'll explain what the flappers are in just a sec, but these flappers and then the bar, and then you actually pour inside the runners, and that will help the flow big time. But moving on to the flapper thing, this little plunger right here moves these flaps, and the plunger is just how the car controls the flappers. But basically you can delete all of this, and what happens is this is meant more for emissions or for MPGs to kind of help keep your MPGs up. So when you delete this, it's better for power, but you might actually lose a tiny bit of MPGs. So this whole plunger system, you can delete it. This plug itself that has like the control on it, you can delete all that, and then there's gonna be a hole like right where this thing connects. So you have to put JB Weld in the side of your intake manifold, as well as these holes right here are where this little black box connects to. So this little black box is just another part of the emissions that helps, but this thing you normally will want to delete if you're going for high horsepower. So when you delete that though, you'll have these little holes, and these holes you gotta put JB Weld in or something to plug them up so you don't have a boost leak. And that's basically what you got to do. In the next video, we're going to be porting and polishing this, or in another video after we tear down the engine. But I just wanted to talk about the flow, as well as this throttle body has some oil in it, which means the turbo itself was spitting some oil in there. So that means the turbo was pretty shot. But last thing I want to talk about right here is the map sensor. So this is where it's located, and the map sensor is something you got to change if you run higher boost. This is just a stock one, but you could put like a 3 bar, 3.5 bar, just depends how much boost you're running. But basically that's all you need to know for this intake manifold. We're going to show you how to take it off now, but that's pretty much it.
And a note about the map sensor actually is 1 bar equals 14 pounds of boost. So
facts, yep, and that's equal to atmosphere. Alright guys, right here we have the intake manifold. This is going to be part 2 of our Mazdaspeed series because we're taking this whole engine apart. But we got to take this intake manifold off so we can show you guys what's going on with it. So there's 5 bolts with this thing. There's one located right down here where my finger's at. One right here, one right in the middle, one on top, and then there's another one on this back side. We'll show you guys again as we take it off, but those are the bolts. So we'll start on this side right here with this really dirty one. If I can get the thing on there. It's so dirty that the socket doesn't want to stay on, but there we go. Yo, big guy.
That's the juice right there, dude.
Yeah, we dropped it in the oil pool. It's fine. Not what you want to do, but we made mistakes. Grab our 10 mil. I don't think we need the swivel on there anymore. Put that back on. There's one in the middle right here, deep in there. Hopefully we don't strip that one.
Probably can't even see it on camera.
Yeah, it's all good. Zoom out a little bit so they can see what we're working with. Did it come out? Oh nice.
Yeah, it did.
Well, our lighting's going to crap, but it's fine. Also, by the way, if you guys see this keep falling off, it's because the pin is gone.
Yeah, there's a chuck in it.
It's a big mistake, but at the same time, this is only 40 bucks. So this thing's been a champ. I've had it for years. It's well worth it. All right, we got 2 more to go. Let's move our lighting over here. Just a little bit better lighting. Oh.
Put that light in their face, my bad.
It's all good. I'm gonna stand up on the table, get a little better setup. Hopefully I don't collapse the table, but we should be good. All right, we're going for this one now. There we go. Did I get it? Yeah. Nice. All right, last one. Right there. Nice. Oh. All right, guys, so we're gonna be taking this EGR tube off right here. You have to take the EGR tube off in order to get to the intake manifold. So let's get to that. That's tighten. There we go, loosen. There we go. So this tube right here is now loose. Let's take it off the other side real quick. Should be loose enough for me to get to it. Yup.
What size is that normally?
I think it's a 19 or 21. I believe it's a 19. So this is what the tube looks like. This is known as the EGR tube, and this thing a lot of people will delete if it's legal in your state, of course, but they'll delete this thing and it will definitely help keep your intake manifold clean, and I believe it will reduce something. It probably increase gas mileage a little bit.
Yeah, you do get so the exhaust gases aren't recirculated back into your intake.
Right.
So you get a little cleaner valve, stuff like that, for deleting it. But you can, or you will get a not ready code.
Right, so you gotta have it tuned out or something.
Right.
All right, so as you guys can see right here, this black box thing up on top, this can all be deleted. So you can see this whole black piece. It normally sits right on top. You have to move that, and then it's got these little holes in the intake manifold. So you gotta put some JB Weld or some sort of sealant in these holes, because this thing has little like vacuum ports or whatever that go into your intake manifold. So it's a whole weird system that deals with the EGR and deals with making it like a little bit cleaner, I guess. But for performance, you don't want that. So we're gonna try to pull this guy off real quick. Hopefully we can get a good shot of it. You ready? Nice, I got it off.
Nice and clean.
Yep. Should be held on, showing a little bit of that gap right there. So that's what they kind of missing. That's what it will look like. Those are where it goes to, and those are the runners. They're known as the intake runners. So that's what your manifold connects to. But we're gonna disconnect this. Oh, that's out of the way. Let's see what else. What's holding me up here? Oh, one last. Oh, it's this tube right here. So as you guys can see, it's tough to see, but this tube right here goes to your PCV. This black piece right here that I'm trying to scrape up, that's your PCV plate, and it connects to your intake manifold. So let's grab a
little green thing right here. To interrupt Steven. That's your OEM PCV valve.
Right, this part right here. That's the OEM valve.
Yep.
So that sometimes needs to get changed. Let's kick this out of the way. Okay, so let's pull this guy off real quick. If we can do it without being stupid. There we go. Let's see if it'll come off now. Nice.
Nice.
Got it off. There's one more tube, I think. Yeah, there's one more tube. Guys, so right here, you see these two little hoses. It's the last thing that's holding this intake manifold to the engine. And these hoses are known as the coolant throttle body hoses or something like that. But basically, there's this thing called a coolant bypass or a throttle body bypass. So these two hoses, if you just disconnect them and you never plug them back in, the coolant actually circulates through this throttle body, and it's, I believe, to cool it down or to keep the temperature of it. So you can delete these two and just never have coolant running through your throttle body, and it will just be totally fine. You don't need to put anything in there. You don't have to seal them. You literally just need to unplug them and you'll be good to go. So see if we can get a good angle right here. Try to get this clamp off real quick. I'm not doing the best job of it, but it's fine. There we go. Let the clamp off.
And you would normally use this coolant in the throttle body if you were in a really cold place where your throttle body was able to freeze up. But unfortunately for us, we're not in a place where that's happens.
Right. So this is the other hose right here, but we'll leave that. So as you can see, this little nipple, that thing you can totally like leave off. So this is the intake manifold. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video of tearing down the Mazdaspeed. This is part 2 of taking the intake manifold. As you can see, I got my buddy Corey right there. He's been helping me big time, and he's also been posting some Mazdaspeed content. So if you guys want to check out his channel, make sure you go subscribe, give him a follow. He's going to be working hard with me. We're going to be collabing on pretty much everything. So stay tuned for the videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.